Hey everyone, today we're comparing two classic Leatherman multi-tools, the classic and famous Wave versus the almighty Surge. If you're trying to decide which one to carry or which one to buy, I'll walk you through every real difference that matters, what tools each includes, how much they cost, their size and comfort and carry, and the practical pros and cons for everyday carry and heavy work. Stick around to see which one would suit you. If you want maximum power, strength, and big pliers, get the Surge. If you want something lighter and easier on the pocket, get the Wave, and I'll show you exactly why. The Surge packs in 21 tools, including large pliers, replaceable wire cutters, multiple outside opening blades for quick access, extra large scissors, saw, large screwdrivers, bottle opener, can opener, and more. The Wave, on the other hand, features 18 tools, including pliers, replaceable wire cutters, scissors, a saw, full-size blades, standard set of screwdrivers, and openers. The Surge is just built with overall larger implements and larger blades, while the Wave keeps the core Leatherman toolset in a slightly smaller package. At quick glance, these two share quite a few of the same tools. So what sets them apart and what are their differences? For one, the Wave features a really small bit driver that the Surge lacks. For being such a small tool, this is one of my actually more used ones, as it's perfect to tighten glasses or just access small buttons on electronics. Outside of that, the Surge packs pretty much the same tool set and then some. So what are some of the things that the Surge has that the Wave lacks? We find our first difference in the blade. While the Wave features a blade of high-grade stainless steel, the Surge upgrades one to 154 cm stainless steel, which offers a bit better performance and longevity. Speaking of blades, the Surge also features a replaceable blade exchanger, allowing you to swap in different blades and attachments, which is pretty innovative. Another difference is the scissors. While the Wave hides away in the handle, the Surge's scissors can be accessed from the outside of the tool and are much larger and more robust than that of the Wave. These scissors are one of my favorite upgrades, and they've even made the way over to the Leatherman Arc. So how does a Surge fit all these extra tools and features? Well, this comes with a trade-off, as the Surge is significantly larger and heavier than the Wave. Where the Wave measures 4 inches tall, the Surge adds a half inch, bringing it to 4.5 inches. This isn't that noticeable, but you really feel it in hand, as the weight between the two are pretty vast. The Wave being a manageable 8.5 ounces, the Surge gains a little bit of bulk and adds an additional 4 ounces, bringing it to 12.5 ounces. That increase is half the weight of the Wave. With the Wave, I can toss it in a pocket and almost forget about it. The Surge, this will strictly need to live in a pouch, on the belt, or in a bag. If you plan to carry it all day in a pocket, the extra weight and bulk of the Surge is a real factor. If you want a more pocket-friendly daily carry, the Wave will be more comfortable for longer periods. In terms of comfort, the Wave wins handily. But if you need the extra tools and stronger construction, you might be okay with this trade-off. Regarding the size, how does the measurements translate to a real-world carry? The extra weight overall thickness of the Surge gives you a little bit more of a substantial grip, which is useful when wearing gloves or if you need extra leverage for tougher jobs. However, that same size makes it less discreet and more of a load in a pocket. While the Wave strikes a balance, it is lighter and sits lower in the pocket, yet still gives you a full-size blade options and useful pliers. So pick the Surge if you want tool performance and grip over comfort. Pick the Wave if you plan to carry every day and want something less intrusive. On Leatherman's official site, the Wave currently sits at $120, while the Surge lists for $150. That means the Surge is roughly $30 more at official retail. As a more budget-conscious individual, I tend to lean towards a cheaper option every time. And in this case, I think the cheaper option, being the Wave, is the more solid buy. Don't get me wrong, if you work construction or any job that is more labor-intensive, the Surge should be your pick, as its size makes it seem more like a serviceable tool and be able to stand up to some abuse. But for the average Joe, the weekend warrior, the casual outdoorsman, I think the Wave makes the most sense when it comes to budget. If you're just looking for the best tool and money isn't an option, I think you need to look at the Leatherman Arc, as that's currently $250. But if you just want the best serviceable Leatherman and cost is a factor, the Wave is a solid bet. So both tools are fantastic and both have their place. If you're still undecided, here's some quick pros and cons of each. First up, the Surge. Some of the strength of the Surge: bigger pliers and larger blades for heavy duty work, large scissors that actually cut more material, extra outside opening blades for fast access. This is built to feel like a shop-grade workhorse. If you need maximum mechanical advantage from a multi-tool, this is the one. But there are some cons. The Surge is heavier and bulkier, making it less comfortable for everyday pocket carry. You'll print more in pants pockets, and you can feel pretty heavy. It's also the more expensive option at retail. If you do not need the extra size, you may be carrying unnecessary weight. Now for some strength for the Wave. The Wave is lighter and more pocket-friendly, while still offering full-size blades, in the essential tool set. It's smaller in almost every dimension, which makes it more comfortable for daily carry and lighter on belts and in pockets. It's also cheaper than the Surge and more usually widely available, allowing you to pick it up for even cheaper secondhand, such as at pawn shops, Facebook Marketplace, eBay, etc. Overall, it is the classic all-around choice for people who need versatility without the extra bulk. But there are some drawbacks as well. The smaller pliers and scissors means it's not as capable on heavy big jobs. If you wear gloves often or you frequently cut thick material, you may find the Wave less comfortable to use. You also give up a couple tools that the Surge includes, which could matter depending on your use case. If your day is spent doing heavy work in a shop or on site and need the biggest pliers and the longest blades, carry the Surge. If you want a versatile tool for everyday tasks that's easy to carry in a pocket or in a small sheath, carry the Wave. For EDC on weekdays, the Wave would be less of a burden, but for weekend projects or professional use where you want maximum leverage, the Surge pays off. For an example, if you're an electrician or mechanic cutting heavy gauge wire or stripping tougher cable, the Surge's pliers and replaceable cutters will handle that better. But in example 2, you're a commuter or weekend hiker who wants a tool that stays comfortable in your pocket, the Wave will be lighter and less obtrusive. Both tools are excellent and both carry Leatherman's long 25-year warranty and have proven build quality. If you want one tool to keep in your work kit and weight is not a concern, get the Surge. If you want one tool to carry every day and not notice it much, get the Wave. If you want my recommendation for most people who are choosing one for everyday carry, pick the Wave. If you have big hands or need a tool for regular heavy use, pick the Surge. Drop a comment below which one you carry and why. Thanks for watching. If you found this helpful, hit like and subscribe for more EDC gear breakdowns like this one. I will catch you next time.